NFT. NFT is something that most of the people have heard of before, but in the spirit of this course, I am not going to tell you which NFT to buy to get rich. Instead, I will tell you, first, what NFT actually means, where to buy an NFT and how to select a marketplace. I will also provide an overview of the top 7 marketplaces. Then I will tell you why and how to make your own NFT, how to receive royalties, and will also provide an overview of 10 most popular blockchains on which you could mint your NFT, including their advantages and disadvantages. So first of all, what is NFT? It stands for the non-fungible token, and it's a token that represents ownership or proof of authenticity of a unique item or piece of content. NFTs have been used to represent digital files, such as digital art, music, virtual real estate in digital worlds, virtual goods in video games, and more. Even tweets, digital fashion, domain names have been tokenized and represented as an NFT. Most people believe that when they purchase an NFT, they gain the ownership right to that unique piece of data on the blockchain. But what does it mean to own an NFT? Most NFT marketplaces, including the most famous ones like OpenSea, Rarible, and NBA Top Shot, do not automatically transfer copyright to the buyer. You own the token representing the artwork, not the artwork itself. This means that you may not have the right to reproduce or commercialize the artwork. It's important to note that owning an NFT typically does not mean that you own the copyright or intellectual property rights related to the item, unless this is specifically stated in the terms of sale. Luckily, you don't need to read the terms and conditions to all of the marketplaces to understand what they do for you. I am a lawyer and I did this for you, for the top 5 most popular platforms to buy and sell NFTs. Although some might find the visual imaginary funny or pleasing, their greatest value add and innovation is that they serve as digital identity, and owners often receive commercial usage rights. That allows owners to sell any sort of spin-off product based on the art. For example, the mutant ape and the serum, and so on. Another example is digital membership, where if you own a token in a particular collection, you get access to a club. For example, Bored Ape Yacht Club is also giving a membership, giving the owners access to the online Soho House and Discord rooms. In sum, it's collectible art and community membership via gamifications and franchising. Another reason for NFT popularity is the royalties. That means that the creator of NFT gets a percentage of all sales even after the creator sold the NFT initially. Let's say I mint an NFT, sell it to someone called A, and A sells it to B. In this case, as a creator, I would get paid what I sell to A, but also I would get a percentage of the sale when A sells it to B. This has been a widespread case that digital creators have obviously loved, but since marketplaces are centralized organizations, they can unilaterally decide to change the policies, which has been the case with many, including the OpenSea, which is the largest one, and about which we are speaking a bit later. Okay, so where to buy an NFT and how to select a marketplace. Did you know that there are more than 100 different NFT marketplaces available out there? Hundreds of marketplaces would be a bit too much to review, so let me first show you the top 5 of them, according to their trading volumes. One of them is Blur, with $446 million trading volume. It became especially popular in 2023. It's a zero-fee marketplace with an encouraged but not enforced 0.5% royalty fee. It offers tools to features and designed for professionals and frequent traders, such as portfolio management tools, analytics, and advanced trading options. As you can see, it is well targeted for traders specifically, both in tools and also in user interface. Blur NFT marketplace supports the Ethereum blockchain. There is such a thing as Blur's rewards and loyalty that are offering the unique rewarding system. Blur is actually powered by Blast, a new layer 2 solution with a native yield and involves an airdrop from Blast to the Blur community at the end of the season. The rewards are split equally between Blur points and holder points. These are earned by users through activities like bidding, listing, and landing on Blur. The point system is designed to reward active participation with different point allocations for different activities. But a key feature is the loyalty program. The loyalty increases the chance of receiving more valuable care packages at the end of the season. Maintaining loyalty involves exclusively listing on Blur and being active in the NFT community on the platform. The holder points are earned by holding the Blur, the platform's native token. The more Blur a user deposits, the more holder points they earn, with multipliers increasing over time. Now let's have a look at Blur. This is the landing page, blur.io. This is how it looks like. First there is a banner with some advertisement, then some statistics about the trending collections, the popular collections, and the positioning of it as the fastest NFT marketplace, as well as recognition of the 0% marketplace fees. It is also letting you know about the Blur crypto that is serving as the native coin of Blur marketplace and is providing some incentives for trading. Then you also see a little bit of the reviews from famous personalities in the NFT space. And you see by whom it is trusted and supported. Okay, what else is there? The collections. This is the review of the collections, and as you see, it is very much sort of a trader's view with different options for sorting per price, per change for the different period of time, the number of owners as well as the percentage of how much is owned already and the supply. You can also change the size of the gap between, so to see either more or less. Then the trending as well, statistics. The favorites, I don't have any favorites here. The points, this is something that comes from the program of this season free, points and loyalty rewards, and you can also learn more in the link. Otherwise, I also provide a summary of that. Then let's connect the wallet to see the functionalities of a little bit more. So it is offering the 4 standard ones. I choose MetaMask. And then I have a message popping up in my MetaMask wallet, which I need to sign to connect. I've done this. Now let's go to portfolio. Here we would have the statistics of all the NFTs that I would have purchased from Blur, as well as the history, the bids, the lending. Yes. We see that the data is live, so all is connected. And here we also see the choice between collect and trade, because these are the 2 different views that user of the Blur can have. Then a little bit more on the points. This sign means notifications. There are no notifications that I have so far. Let's choose the activity. And here we see the activity on the Blur marketplace itself. We see which collections are trending. Then the airdrop. This is also something related to the loyalty and rewards program, which is called Season Free. It is changing quite often. Then you can see the different points that you can receive as a user of Blur if you trade on the marketplace. So incentive layer. Then you also see what are the accounts, so the users who have more points. So a ranking of the top users of Blur. Let's go back to the collection and see also how do we sort different views for the collections and statistics. We can also see the supply, which is more rare, which is abundant supply, the top bids, so sorting by different prices. In a view of the auction, I would say the selection in Blur is also quite wide. There is a lot of collections being traded there. You can of course explore it on your own and see what are the criteria for you. Maybe it is a maximum price that you're willing to pay, or you're only willing to pay for those that have minimized supply. Here, as mentioned before, is the distinction between two different views. So trader is the view that we had so far, and now this is the collector view. So it is more lean, it has less statistics, and let's say easier visuals for the eyes. When you want to choose and buy one, you just click on it and then click on the orange buy. And then you can also select how many items you want to buy with the cursor. On the right side, you can see all of the NFTs in a particular collection. I'm showing this collection not because it's my favorite, but just to show you the insights. So it is randomly selected. You can also change the gas priority. And that's it. Now, OpenSea. It is often considered the largest NFT marketplace, and it supports a wide range of NFTs, including art, collectibles, and virtual real estate, primarily on Ethereum blockchain. There are no fees for creating and listing NFTs on OpenSea. However, OpenSea charges a 0.5 fee on the final sale price of each transaction. If you look at the terms and conditions of the OpenSea, you would see that creators retain intellectual property rights on their NFTs, but grant OpenSea a license to display and use their content. And they are also responsible themselves for the legality and authenticity of their NFTs. Also, buyers must respect intellectual property rights, and they are also responsible for verifying the authenticity and legality of the NFTs that they buy, and also bear the risks associated with that. Basically, OpenSea itself is not responsible for the authenticity and legality of the NFTs that are purchased or sold through it. Also, OpenSea reserves the right to modify its service and terms of it at its discretion. Let's have a look at OpenSea. This is the official website, OpenSea.io, and on the landing page we can see also a banner with advertisement and the statistics of the trending collections, also by the time and by chain. We can have this sort of sorting. I clicked on View All to see all the statistics of the collections. Here we see the different categories of the collections, as well as sorting by the chain. And as you see, the trending goes quite a long way. Then we can see the top, so top performers, and the watch list. For the watch list, we need to connect the wallet, or even, as I see, set up an account with an email address first. I connect with my MetaMask. I have a message to sign in my wallet, which I did, and now I am logged in. So nothing in my watch list so far. And then if we go back to the main page, you can already from the top separate by the category. For instance, art. Here are the top performers in the art category, the gaming. So a banner with the advertisement and the statistics for the gaming specifically. Now the memberships. If we click on memberships as well, we see what are the available ones and what are the top performers. These are sort of advertised. If I click on just the first one that I see at the top, We can read the description of this collection and see the available ones, also the ones that were purchased before. If we scroll a little bit down, we can also see well, the collections for the memberships with more kind of attention in a bigger, with the bigger logos. Trending DAOs. There are some NFT 101s if you want to learn more from a different source. Then the PFPs. Also another advertisement, the banner and statistics. Top collection, collector buys. Little pudges is here. What are in the spotlight. So basically separation in different trending categories, trending by different logics. And then the photography, which is actually not in all of the marketplaces for NFTs. And the statistics for trending and the top. Let's have a look at one of those trending in photography now. August Zander. Okay. I selected it completely randomly. Here is also some more information about the collection. Who is the photographer? What does it mean? Also the official website of it, the Discord channel. It also pays attention to necessity to verify the smart contract address. And you see what is there. Also, you can navigate to support creators, so that you only see those collections where the creators get a 5% commission. And there are also different subcategories within this collection, or different ways to sort. You can also make an offer for the whole collection there. And the last one is music. Now you might think that it is the option to buy the music itself, like in the lecture about music that is also part of this course. But it is something a little bit different in the context of OpenSea, because it is listing the NFTs that are related to music somehow, but not necessarily the songs. For instance, this one is a membership, is a access pass to the music festival. So basically, if you purchase that NFT, you get the access to the concerts. And this one is exactly the NFT for the song. So it's possible to buy part of the song. But as you see, it's not so full of the music collections. So that's why it still makes sense to have a look at the separate lecture about the music that we have in this course. Okay, then we can have a look at the drops. Drops is kind of a subcategory of the NFTs, because these are the drops that people can mint themselves. So these NFTs are not yet minted, but it gives you an option to mint. Here we have different variations. Now, again, the statistics, the rankings, activities. Okay, and what is it possible to create within OpenSea? That is either a drop that we have just seen, or minting the NFT collection directly. Now let's see also the settings of the account. It is loading, connecting to my wallet again. Okay, connected. Then the profile, the watchlist, the deals. Let's have a look at the deals. That is, you can exchange your NFT to NFT of somebody else if you propose to them, because you will also be able to see what NFTs are in the wallets of other users and propose an exchange. Then, of course, the collections, so either drops or the NFT collections themselves. And there is also OpenSea Pro, which is a separate website, and it provides a more professional view for the traders and is only asking for 0.5% fees. So this view is rather similar, or let's say closer to what we have seen with the blur. Then if we come back and look at the other settings, there is also possible to get the night mode or the day mode. And that's it. Next one on the list is Rarible. It is known for its community-driven approach. And Rarible offers a variety of NFT types and operates on multiple blockchains. Of course, starting with Ethereum, but also including Tezos, Polygon, and Flow. Users pay gas fees for minting NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain. But since Rarible also supports other blockchains, the minting fee can be significantly lower. It also introduced a governance token called Rari, which is used to give holders a say in the decision-making processes of the platform. Rarible charges a 2.5% fee to both buyers and sellers on each transaction, meaning 5% in total. Creators retain copyright and other rights on their user content, but grant Rarible a license to its use, just like with the OpenSea. And then again, these are the buyers, the users of the platform, who are responsible for the legality and correct usage. And now let's have a look at Rarible. Here is the official website, rarible.com. I'm already starting with the guidelines, but you don't have to. So here is the landing page. It is also providing a banner with the popular, or let's say advertised collections. And not even collections, but also some news. For instance, a redirection to a particular chain related to Rarible that also explains what are the advantages of using this particular chain, what are the features, what is the cost. Here. But this is more for those who would like to build on top to create the collection. Then it is also letting us know that it is partnering with Arbitrum and is also introducing Rarible X. So sort of a launchpad. Now let's have a look. It is a way to launch your own marketplace. And it is already saying that it has had a lot of experience with the brands launching there, the different use cases for creators, e-commerce, toys, and so on. And also explaining that it is both primary and secondary marketplace. 4 years of experience with this launchpad, a lot of value in there. I would say quite a nice branding positioning for this launchpad in my taste. Let's have a look what they offer more closely. Create marketplace. So there are two options, the free version and the custom version. For the custom version, we would need to contact the sales, and for the free one, we can just do it on a spot. Okay, and another sort of news or banner advertisement is about the marketplace. So this is a way to bridge your collection, because Rarible itself is also a marketplace, but Mintel is something a little bit different. Okay, let's go now to the Rarible itself and see what are the options. So we can create a lot of things, explore a lot of things, and sell as well. As well as look at the drops. So the view is a little bit bulky, but I guess it is not a problem for most of the users. So here we see again some statistics about the trending collections. Let's choose one, for instance, Peggy Penguins. There is always a summary, so description, kind of introduction about this collection. Then we can select here per marketplace, because big collections trade on different marketplaces, and also the properties. Properties in a sense of what are the particular traits of the collection. For instance, the stars in the eyes of the penguins. Then if we look at the Explorer section, we can also see all times most popular ones, NFTs, that is. We can see also the popular ones and browse through the availables, also the users. We can also follow some users and maybe if we are interested to see what the others are doing. Then the marketplaces. I clicked on the collection World of Women. Here is some statistics about it, the volumes. And let's say I want to buy this one. I see the price of it, 10 ETH, the trades, and as well as the royalties. What would be the royalties for that one, for this particular NFT? Then if we go back, there is more information on the other NFTs. So browsing the collection is also, it's really large. The drops. So here is where you can explore the drops and mint this one, for instance. We can also view the listing like we did with the penguins. See how many are there. Now we're looking at all of them, but some of them could be in a status buy now or the auction. Now if we return to the main page and we would like to create, then we need to connect our wallets. There is a lot of different wallets available for easy, immediate connection. I am doing this with my MetaMask. I'm signing a message in the wallet and it is loading. It takes a second or two. Okay, so to complete the registration, I also need to provide a username and the email address, as well as to agree to terms and conditions. So we finished the sign up. Then we need to choose a blockchain between Ethereum and Polygon here right now, and also choose what type we want, a single or a multiple NFT. I choose the multiple and I immediately have more of the information I need to fill. Of course, I choose the file that I would like to upload as part of my collection. And basically, that's it. The next one is SuperRare. This platform focuses on digital art and caters to a more exclusive market, with a curated selection of artists and works. It operates exclusively on Ethereum blockchain. And of course, artists pay gas fees for minting NFTs. SuperRare charges a 15% commission on a primary sale and a 3% fee to buyers. For secondary sales, artists receive a 10% royalty though. So let's have a look at the SuperRare. This is the official website, superrare.com, the landing page. So it is positioning itself as the marketplace for curated art. That means you will not see such a huge selection when you browse through different collections because it is pre-selected. So there is a selection process. And also you see, let's say, one NFT per page, per view, or free, up to free, and not 20 like we see in more trading-oriented platforms. Okay. Here, when we browse, we see what is available. We can also divide it into, sorted by different categories. Let me choose any of them right now. For instance, this one. I get the information of it, history as well. I can make an offer for it. There is a description to see who did this, why they did this. Also, we see more by the same author and more art in the same series. So here it is. Looking very like a classical art. If we want to make an offer, then we need to connect the wallet first, or to create a new wallet. If we return to the dashboard, we also see on the right side the art, so art section. and a separate one for the auctions. So to see which auctions are running now, you can also select simply the tick on the live auction in the art selection, or also select, let's say, by owned by creator, depending on what is an important criteria for you personally. Then the spaces. Spaces they are sort of the digital galleries. So there we can see some exhibitions, also accompanied by the text about them. I always think that it makes sense to look at the different galleries to develop your visual skills, to develop the, let's say, ability to analyze the art. Because the more you watch, the more you learn about different modern art, the more of a opinion you can make out of it, and the more analysis you would be able to make. Then another part is the curation next to the spaces, and let's say we click on the features. That is basically a news feed about the art supported by SuperRare. Let's sign in now. There is a lot of different wallets available for connection. Also, you see the hardware wallets, but I will connect with the MetaMask for testing and simplicity purposes. To finish the sign-up process, I need to give my email address and a username, as well as to agree to their terms and conditions. Okay. Now they tell me that I need to sign the message in a wallet, which I am doing right now. There is a special sort of treatment for Coinbase wallet, as it is telling us here. Okay. The other part of the curation are the conversations, and these are sort of blogs where people have, conversations about particular art. I find it also quite a nice way to connect with the artists, because modern art is not something, usually is not something so straightforward. So this is the very sleek design of the website, and I would definitely recommend it to people who want to dive into the modern art deeper. And the last one from the top is Foundation. It is similar to SuperRare because it is art-centric platform, but with a unique model where artists can only join via invitations from other creators. Also exclusively uses Ethereum blockchain for minting NFTs. And there also artists are responsible for gas fees when minting. The foundation takes a 15% commission on primary sales, and artists also receive a 10% royalty on secondary market sales. Foundation is a non-custodial service, providing a marketplace for digital artwork. So it is not storing or not custodying the artwork. Now let's have a closer look to Foundation. The official website is foundation.app. The logo is actually also very smart. And on the landing page, we see a bit of statistics, a bit of the works that are popular nowadays, as well as the worlds. World is kind of an equivalent for a gallery in a context of Foundation. And on the upper part, we see quite a minimalistic set of options, the worlds. You can see the trending worlds as well as the statistics about them. So a number of NFTs, how many were sold, the volume of the sales, and so. At the end of the page, you also are offered to connect your wallet. You can also connect other wallets, so through the QR code, but I will connect with my MetaMask. It is sending me a message that I should sign within my wallet. That's what I'm doing. So I need to sign the message. So 2 messages here. That's what I'm doing on the background. For privacy reasons, you cannot see that. But This is definitely what I'm doing in the background. Then another trending part is exhibitions. This is the sort of advertisement for the exhibitions that are scheduled for particular days. For instance, this one. With every exhibition, you have also the description and the text, probably from the artists themselves, explaining the art that they have created. So we can also view all the works of this artist or see my calendar where I can save the exhibitions in which I'm interested in. Then the drops, they are separated by those that are minting right now that we see. We can browse all, but I will not right now. Then also the ones that will be minting in the future and the ones that are minted out, so sort of sold out. At the bottom of the page, we can also opt for creating a drop ourselves. So launching a drop, that is to create a collection of NFTs that the community can mint. You can also learn more if you follow the link. If we create, then it will ask me for the some information, number of NFTs, and the interesting part here, I can also enable a split so that I get the royalties afterwards. But pay attention that there is a 15% fee on foundation for the primary marketplace. We can also create our own world, so the gallery, adding other team members, because there is also an assumption that there are more people working on the galleries than just one solo artist, which of course can be the case, so good for collaboration with others. Then there is editions, the trending ones, and the leaderboard, so per volume and per the number of mints. Interesting, it's now the same person. Then we can see the recent mints, so who has minted and when and what. And also we can create this edition ourselves. If there is one artwork that we want to have a limited supply of by time or by the number of possible mints. There is also similar concept in traditional classical art. Also, again, here we can select to create a split, so to divide the royalties, and pay attention, there is 5% marketplace fee for this one. Another one is highlights, and that is exactly for the generative art. There is also an article to read about it. The feature is not yet enabled for me, but otherwise I would be able to import the artwork there. Now, if we go back, there is also the last part of it, NFTs, where we can simply browse all the NFTs. We can select per with the live auctions, for instance. So the ones that are auctioned right now, and we see when the auction is going to end. So we can make a decision to buy or to make an offer, not to make. Then the ones that are available to buy right now, so immediately. And it is also sorted by most active ones. Then we can see the active offers of the collections as well. But sorting per collection we have already seen before. The drops, they're minting soon or when, and the worlds or galleries. But in case of the galleries, it's more of the statistics that is leading to the collections. Let's have a look at the different settings. If we click on this button, we would see the live auctions and offers that are currently live. Otherwise, we can also create, curate and create through this button. And here we can see notification settings. and receive some help. You can also connect on Instagram and Twitter to the foundation, and basically that's it. And one more, the Nifty Gateway. It's known for hosting the high-profile NFT drops and made the headlines for some of the most expensive NFT sales for both art and collectibles. It is built on Ethereum platform and also allows for minting, buying and selling NFTs. Interestingly, Nifty Gateway covers the gas fees for minting NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain, but they charge a 5% commission plus a payment processing fee around 30 cents on sales. I have to mention this one, X2Y2. It is a marketplace that launched in January 2022 with the goal of building a truly decentralized NFT market and giving it back to the greater NFT community. Having been one of the top of the first marketplaces to drop creator royalties, the platform emerged as a prominent voice in the debate against royalties before changing direction a few months later to start honoring them. Users cannot use the content of the platform for commercial or personal gain without permission. Now, why and how to make your own NFTs? There are several advantages of minting your own NFT. First of all, it is the ownership and provenance. NFTs provide a proof of ownership and a clear record of provenance, meaning from where and how was it created. This is particularly valuable in the artwork, where authenticity and history of ownership are crucial. However, it usually applies to digital art, because when it comes to physical art, such as a painting, there needs to be a way to attach a unique identifier to a physical object. How do you attach it without the possibility of being removed? Also, the proof of ownership means that it's always possible to identify which address has minted the token and which wallet had the token at a given point in time. But remember that the identity on the blockchain is pseudonymous most of the time. There is no central authority that is checking your ID when you create a wallet, unless your wallet is with the regulated central exchange. Another point is collectibles and memorabilia. People can create or tokenize collectibles like sports memorabilia, unique items, or even personal milestones, turning them into NFTs. This allows for digital collection and trade of these items. Minting NFT of significant personal or historical moment, like a unique video clip, photo, or event, can preserve those memories in a blockchain, ensuring the longevity and authenticity of that moment. If you're an artist or would like to become an artist, then a third point about royalties could be interesting for you. Many NFT platforms allow creators to earn royalties, as you have just seen. This means that each time the NFT is sold or changes the hands on the secondary market, the original creator can receive a percentage of the sale price. Fourth point is the global market access, because NFTs can be bought and sold on global platforms, providing creators with access to worldwide audience. If you are building a community, NFTs can drive your engagement, because they can be a way to build and engage with this community. For instance, artists can offer NFT holders special access to events, additional content, or exclusive discussions, and beyond that. NFTs open up new ways to monetize digital creations, but also connect with people through interactive experiences, gamification, and digital displays. Now, what do you need to keep in mind when choosing where and how to mint NFT if you want to sell it? First of all, audience and reach. Different marketplaces are targeting different audiences. For example, OpenSea has a broad audience, while others like SuperRare focus more on art collectors. Then, fees and royalty structures. Marketplaces charge different fees for minting, selling, and buying NFTs. Compare these fees to find the most cost-effective option for you. While I personally don't believe that the fees should be a decisive factor, make sure that you are not surprised by the hidden ones. Third point is intellectual property rights. This is something that requires you to have a look at terms and conditions of different marketplaces to see what exactly the marketplace is giving the rights to and what do you actually get. Because what does it mean to own an IP right? Earning intellectual property rights, in practical terms, means gaining legal ownership and control over creations. These can include literally any work of art, design, symbol, name, and images used in commerce. Holding an IP right allows the owner to protect and control their creations and profit from this IP. For example, if I purchase an NFT that is looking like a toy, I can actually monetize my NFT by creating the actual physical toys made with the design of that NFT, but only if I own the IP rights for that NFT. If you want to mint NFTs and keep them for yourself, I also provide the overview of 10 blockchains where it's possible to mint your own NFT in the appendix. Now let's talk about ordinals, something that deserves a separate chapter in this lecture. This is the NFT equivalent, but on Bitcoin. Yes, actually it is possible to mint a token on Bitcoin in some sense. How could this happen, you will ask me? Isn't Bitcoin only for Bitcoins? A new protocol known as Ordinals was launched in January 23 by a former Bitcoin core contributor, developer, who exploited the 2021 Bitcoin Taproot upgrade to expand the cryptocurrency capability and enable on-chain Bitcoin native NFTs. This Taproot offered a way to expand the base layer's block capacity by condensing the size of transaction, requiring less data usage, and encouraging the use of smart contracts on Bitcoin. The creator of Ordinals himself doesn't like the word NFT and prefers digital artifact. So I will respect this position and also use the term digital artifact here. So in a sense, Ordinals are serial numbers imprinted in a single unique Satoshi, the smallest unit of Bitcoin. The first Satoshi in the first block has the ordinal number 0. The second has the ordinal number 1. And the last Satoshi of the first block has the ordinal number 4 billion something something. The process of assigning assets to individual Satoshis is called inscription. Inscriptions are digital artifacts native to the Bitcoin blockchain, the digital equivalent of physical artifacts. They are fully on-chain, do not require a sidechain or a separate token, and use the Ordinals protocol to inscribe Satoshis with content on Ord, an index, an explorer, and a wallet that relies on Bitcoin Core for private key management and transaction signing. The Ord allows tracking the location of specific Satoshis and their ordinal numbers, and can be viewed with the Ordinals Explorer. In contrast with traditional NFTs that rely on off-chain content stored on the IPFS, inscriptions are gifted with Bitcoin's immutability and security. They are permissionless and uncensorable digital artifacts, since they can be sold without a royalty. Unlike Ethereum or other similar blockchains, Bitcoin doesn't support complex smart contracts. Ordinals are a clever use of Bitcoin's existing capabilities to embed unique data, but they lack the programmable features of Ethereum-based NFTs. So how to mint your own digital artifact on Ordinals? One way is to inscribe Bitcoin Ordinals requires some technical skills. Running a full Bitcoin node and then installing Ord on this node and inscribe Satoshis into an Ordinals wallet and make Bitcoin Ordinals NFTs. That is rather cumbersome. Another way is much simpler. You would need a Bitcoin wallet and go to ordinalsbot.com. If you need further instructions on that, please let me know in the comment section. It is fair to say that NFT has a much wider use than digital art only. Many brands are using it to enhance their customer experiences, just to name a few. For instance, tickets. The NFL. They offered the virtual commemorative tickets as limited edition NFTs for fans attending selected games in collaboration with Ticketmaster portal. Another one is Metaverse of Gucci. They engaged in metaverse with various NFT collaborations, including the Gucci Grail project in the sandbox, featuring a treasure hunt for exclusive NFTs, pieces, and so on. By the way, there are a lot of games that send NFT for playing it, the so-called play-to-earn games. The famous one would be the Splinterlands, Axie Infinity, Alien Worlds, and Star Atlas. But perhaps my favorite NFT use case is in music. We have a separate lecture dedicated to music industry in this course. You're welcome to join it.